Okay, YouTubers, Kevin, your budget travel guy here. And since we're starting a new year, we're going to talk about the one thing that's going to matter and you're going to have to figure out if you're going to spend any time on the road, and that is money.
Move your knee.
Is it in the way?
Yep.
Of my face?
You see your knee before you see your face.
Am I still in frame?
Yeah.
Is this in the way?
Yep.
Okay, if you're rich and you have plenty of money, then this really won't apply to you. But for the rest of us, we're going to have to figure out how to budget and be able to do things. And I know a lot of people watching this channel really haven't gone out on the road yet. They're just trying to figure out how to be able to do so. And there's all kinds of videos out there of people doing their budgets and different things that really aren't going to apply to you. Okay, one of the big misconceptions I think that floats around on YouTube, and you see these videos and you get to dream a little bit if you're not on the road yet, is everybody shows their videos and it's all sunshine and unicorns, and they've all had some religious experience that, you know, they've found the answer to life by being outdoors, and that you should do exactly the same thing. You should just drop everything in your life and grab the first $200 van you can and take off across the country.
Take this job and shove. I ain't working here no more.
And if you think that's the way it's going to work, you're going to end up broken down in the middle of nowhere, penniless, homeless, and starving to death. So you're going to have to figure out how to deal with money. And that may involve saving money before you take off. That may involve doing some work while you're on the road. But the main thing is figuring out ways to get those expenses down. And if you haven't begun this journey yet and you're just looking into how to do this, either part-time or even full-time, then it's going to be even more important to be able to control your expenses on the road, just like you try to control your expenses when you are at home. Because we are into a new year and we have new dreams and we all have new resolutions for the new year. Yours may be to either get started traveling this year. Mine may be to travel more than I was even able to do in 2018. For someone else, it may be doing what needs to be done this year so they can start traveling more the next year. So wherever you are in your journey, all of these same things are going to apply. So brutal honesty is this: if you're having a hard time making it now, the road is not going to solve your problems. So let's talk about some things that you can do to get your expenses and such down now. Stop buying you don't need. We all think we need all of these fancy little gizmos and these new things, but think about this. How much stuff have you bought last year, the year before that, the year before that, that you don't use? That's sitting in your closet, that's lying in a drawer. That was money wasted. The fact is, in the good old USA and other civilized countries where you may be watching this video from, we have everything that we need. And by the time you've reached the age of 25, you probably have everything you are ever going to need to own. But we've been trained that we need more of it. And if you do better, you need to buy better versions of what you already have. But if you keep doing that, you're not going to have the money to be able to travel with. Everything in traveling is a trade-off, and many things in life are a trade-off. What are you willing to give up and sacrifice in order to make your dream come true? I sound awful preachy, don't I? So number one, managing your money. And in order for this to work, you may have to have a different mindset than the one that you have had up to now. Because we are all pretty much taught the same thing in life. Making more money will make you happier. Making more money will make your life better. And because we're taught that, we all start out at a certain age and we make X amount of money. And we usually live on that amount of money. And then you do a little better and you get a raise. And all of a sudden what happens is we raise our lifestyle up to that point. And people do that all the way through life. And if you do that all the way through life, you will never be able to get ahead. You will never be able to have any savings because you are constantly moving up that food chain just like you're taught to do. Another thing with money that is just a fact when you get into doing this and traveling is simply it is cheaper to do this in the West than it is the Eastern U.S., which is where I'm from and where I'm based out of. Once you hit basically Oklahoma and west of there, there are many more opportunities to camp either cheap or camp for free than you have on the East Coast. Unfortunately, we don't all live out there in the West. Same thing if you're from the West and you want to travel east, you need to anticipate that it is going to cost you more money when you cross over the Mississippi to our part of the country. Saving money, you need to figure out what you are subscribed to that's taking that little bit of money every month from you. Maybe it's satellite radio. Maybe it's something else on the internet. Maybe it is something that's hidden from you if you still have a landline in your home. Are they charging you $5, $7, $8 a month for some type of telephone maintenance plan? These things used to cost about 75 cents a month, and they've raised it and raised it and raised it and raised it to the land of it being ridiculous now. There is no repair that you or a friend of yours can't make running a new telephone line in your house for less than $10, so you don't need these maintenance plans. But if they're popping you for $8 a month, that's almost $100 a year. And if they've been popping you for that for the last 5 years, that's $500 that you've paid out that you could have in the bank using for travel. So you need to figure out if you have any of these things that they're just pinching you for every month that you can start cutting out of that budget. Another one, if you have high-speed internet at home, most of these places are renting you your modem. And you can go to Walmart or an office supply store or Amazon and you can buy one that will work with your cable provider for probably $60 or $70 instead of paying them $10 a month, year after year after year after year. And I bet a lot of you are just like I used to be. You've probably sat there and paid for the last 10 years on this modem, because if anything goes wrong with it, they'll replace it for you. Well, of course they will, because they've made $1,200 off of you in the last 10 years by renting you that modem that you could go out and buy yourself for $60. So if there's anything like that you can figure out how to whack out, you whack that out, and now you can start saving that money to go on the road with, or for your emergency fund that you're going to need for repairs when you go on the road.